Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my ongoing series on the Bhagavad Gita. We are currently on the fifth slok of the Karma Yoga of the Bhagavad Gita. In the first, I would strongly urge you guys to watch the previous videos so that this makes sense. In the previous videos, we have explored that how Bhagavan Shri Krishna is slowly enlightening Arjuna on the philosophy of the Hindu way of life, and because Arjuna had a crisis of conscience, Bhagavan Shri Krishna explained to him the true nature of consciousness, the how an ideal man is free of wanton desires and only tries to fulfill his basic needs and then focuses on the transcendent. Now we begin. Now we are at Karma Yoga, which is where Hindu philosophy diverges from Buddhist philosophy, and where it is an explanation of how to act in the world that we exist in, and how to properly conduct yourself in this world. And without further ado, fifth shlok of the third adhyaya of the Bhagavad Gita. Nahim kaschit kshanam api jatu tishtha tishtati akarma krit karyate hi avashaha karma sarva prakriti jair gunai. That is, everyone is forced to act helplessly according to the qualities he has acquired from the modes of material nature, and therefore no one can refrain from doing something even for a moment. So, for example, let's say you're a tiger, right? Or you're a human being and you wish to exist upon this earth. Can you really exist upon this earth without killing and consuming other life forms? The answer is no. Now you may say, oh, I will become a vegetarian, I will not kill any animal. Fair enough. But plants are living organisms as well. And okay, if you choose to abstain from meat, fair enough, you're not killing animals, but you ultimately have to consume living plants just to have just to exist and survive on the face of this planet. So the point that the Bhagavad Gita is trying to make, that it is not possible to be completely sinless upon this if you wish to exist upon this planet, and that because we are structured and built a certain way, we are compelled to act in a certain way. So that there is a broad, so basically biology, or the structure of being, or the universe, the way the universe is constituted, imposes certain limits on us, and within those limits we can make a decision to act as morally and as ethically as possible. And this is in a way provides a practical undergirding to morality, right? Because sometimes especially when I hear Western philosophical discussions, I feel that morality is too abstract and too disconnected from the brutal reality of what life actually is on planet Earth. So, oh, I will not kill. Oh, we will eliminate all crime. How are you going to do that? Like rape, murder, robberies. It's a sad, sad part of human existence. And I don't know, maybe there could be a future where these things are eliminated. But the fact of the matter is, in that all of recorded human history bears witness and testimony to the fact that these things have never been completely eliminated from society. They've always happened. Now, a successful society is defined by a society where these things happen less, and an unsuccessful one is where these things are sadly quite common. You know, point is that reality imposes certain limits. So whatever philosophy we have, whatever we wish to ponder on and philosophize on, one must always remember that ultimately our philosophy, when the rubber hits the road, right, as the Americans would say, our philosophy has to be compatible for an actual life on Earth. And yeah, कर्मेन्द्रियाणि संयम्य य अस्ते मानसा स्मरण इंद्रियार्थान विमूढ़ात्मा मिथ्याचारः स उच्यते. That is, one who restrains the senses of action, but whose mind dwells on the sense object, certainly deludes himself and is called a pretender. So, for example, let's say you have a desire for women, you have a desire for great food, and you have a desire for living a good, luxurious life, but you constantly deny yourself that, and you live the life of a hermit and an ascetic, and you just restrict yourself from the world. What good does that achieve for anyone? But on the other hand, you lived a life of luxury, but you are a net asset to your community, a net asset to your family, a net asset to your friends, maybe even a net asset to your civilization. Then that, according to my humble opinion, as well as what the Bhagavad Gita seems to be saying, is a much better alternative. To not disconnect yourself from the world, to not get lost in some virtual mindscape or social media mindscape, but to engage with this beautiful, brutal, real world that existence has created for us, or that maybe God has created for us. Yas यस्त्वी इंद्रियाणि मानस नियम नियम्यार्भते अर्जुन कर्मेन्द्रिया कर्मेन्द्रिया कर्मयोगा असक्ताः स वशिष वशिष्यते. That is, on the other hand, if a sincere person controls the active senses by the mind and begins karma yoga whilst thinking about Bhagwan Shri Krishna without attachment, he is by far the superior. So, what Bhagwan Shri Krishna is telling Arjuna is, don't try to renounce everything. Act in this world. Do your duties. Do what is expected of you by societies, and do what your own conscience is telling you. And even if opportunities for enjoyment come along, then enjoy those opportunities. But in everything you do not get attached to it. Do not get lost in that process. So if you work hard, work for money, work to provide a good life for your family, but don't become workaholic. If you engage in pleasurable activities, sure, enjoy it, but don't make the make pleasure the focal point of your existence. So do whatever you do, always think, and in everything you do, always think of that which is transcendent. Always think of that which is the highest possible ideal. And what is the highest possible ideal? What is the highest, greatest possible good? That is not for me to answer. That is not for any God man to answer. That is for your own conscience to ask. You interrogate your own conscience, interrogate your own antarman, inner mind, and your inner mind and your own conscience will tell you the answer, because God speaks to us all. God speaks to us all. I really believe it. नियतं कुरु कर्म त्वं कर्म ज्यायो ह्यः कर्मणः शरीर यात्रापि च ते न प्रसिद्ध्येद कर्मणः. Perform your prescribed duty, for doing so is better than not working. One cannot even maintain one's physical body without working. So the human body, from the perspective of thermodynamics, is in a state of dynamic equilibrium, right? We continuously take in food, we generate energy from this food, and we run a bunch of biological processes. And yeah, this cycle is crucial, and yeah, if let's say you do not do any work, your muscles will degrade, your body will degrade. If you just lie on your bed and eat all day, it's a miserable existence. So we are born to act in this world. We're built to act in this world. Maybe by 200,000 years of evolution, if that's the way you wish to see the world, or by the same creative force that gave rise to life as you see it and as you know it. यज्ञार्था कर्मणो न्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्म बन्धनः तदर्थं कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संगम समाचार. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duties for his satisfaction, and in that way you should remain free of bondage. So Bhagwan Shri Krishna is telling Arjun the right way to act in this world. And the right way to act in this world is to always meditate on the highest good, to always meditate on that which is transcendent, on that which is profound. And to seek this profound, one should try to have these spiritual experiences, because they fundamentally restructure the way we look at this world. So in everything you do, remember God and try to, He leads beyond to green grass. With you by my side, I shall fear no evil. Right? This is from Christianity. This is from the Christian tradition. And in Hinduism, this is what they say: always meditate on the true nature of divinity. Always have God in your thoughts, in everything you do. And the chances of you going astray are less. Let God into your heart. Open your heart to what is divine. And with this, I would like to conclude this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you feel. Jai Shri Krishna.